close. This isn't looking good. Let's go. Is that an Alpha Natiba? Let's join them.
Stellar Blade is developer Shift Up's first console game release after previously working on exclusively mobile titles. First billed as Project Eve in 2021, Stellar Blade drew heads for its impressive-looking environments even before unveiling its bodacious Barbie doll-esque lead character, Eve. Set environments range from derelict megacities to windswept deserts. If that doesn't sound like a wide array of places, it isn't. The environments do get a bit repetitive, as do some of the enemies, but truthfully the game isn't long enough for that to spoil the fun. There are a few explorable biomes aside from the hub town of Zion, but a lot of the game is spent in linear environments. This would hinder the game if the combat wasn't so solid. Its parry-focused combat is reminiscent of Sekiro. Gameplay is tense and fun, but a little boring to look at. I never moved around too much in battle because the game is almost entirely about reading your enemy's movements and attempting to block or parry at the correct time. Dodging isn't really incentivized. Eve's opponents are monsters called Natiba that are fighting the last living people on the planet for total control. They're somewhere in between demon and machine and are quite intimidating at first blush. While Eve has had the most effort put into her model and animation, some of the other story-related NPCs look great too.
Actually, there's a city where other survivors, besides me, live.
But not all of them. The music really is outstanding, attempting to recreate the sound of the Nier games with both acoustic and electric instruments and some particularly haunting vocals. I should also speak to the elephant in the room. The game is largely focused on Eve and finding new sexy outfits for her to wear. They have no purpose other than cosmetics. It seems like a missed opportunity, but this game is not an RPG. The upgrades possible to Eve's body and moveset are mostly akin to an action game like Devil May Cry. It would have been great if the gear affected her even a little. That said, I understand that would change the dress-up part of the game. I'm just not so sure that the dress-up aspect was really necessary. The story doesn't even sexualize Eve or acknowledge her clothing, so it really begs the question, is the sex actually necessary or just a way to sell the game? Regardless, there is a strong game here underneath the glitz, glam, and monster blood. I'm hoping we get a sequel that can really fine-tune this high-fashion Fracas into something memorable. As it is now, I imagine many will move on quickly to more impactful titles, and Stellar Blade will remain with a cult following. Thankfully, that cult will always have at least one member.